Hello again, everybody. Mark Dixon, Allstate Insurance, out here in Ewa Beach. It is Tuesday, the 22nd of December, which means it's 3 days until Christmas. So I got my green Christmas shirt here on, wishing you all happy holidays. Now, today I wanted to talk to you about the other half of the homeowner's equation as far as insurance goes. So if you buy a house here in Hawaii and you go through a bank or a mortgage lender, you're going to be required to carry two different types of policies. So the first one is the homeowner's policy I talked about earlier. The second half of that's going to be a hurricane insurance policy. So much has happened to us here in 2020. You may have already forgotten about Hurricane Douglas, but we did have a pretty good scare this year. In fact, if Douglas had better aim, you know, we might have all been talking about hurricane insurance a lot more than we did. But hurricane insurance can come one of two ways. So you can either have it as an endorsement, meaning a coverage added on to your existing homeowner's policy, or you can have it as a totally separate policy that only covers hurricane. So what am I talking about here? Well, the coverages are going to be pretty much the same as what you see in your homeowner's policy. So you're going to see that dwelling protection, which covers your house and everything attached to it. You'll see other structures protection, and you'll see personal property, and then you'll see the loss of use and additional living expense. Now, what makes it different is that your homeowner's policy is going to cover sudden and accidental events, but there's usually some exclusions. So one of the main exclusions is hurricane. Other exclusions are earthquake and then flood. So again, you can accomplish the hurricane portion of your mortgage requirement in two different ways. You can either add it on to your existing homeowner's policy as an endorsement, and in that way, it'll pretty much take all of your coverages out on your homeowner's portion, and then it'll double it to include hurricane. Not really double it, maybe I should say duplicate it. Or you can shop around, you can purchase a totally separate hurricane insurance policy that goes next to your homeowner's policy. Now, there are advantages to each. Now, if you do it as an endorsement to your existing policy, well, you got one policy, you got one agent, you got one place to go, one phone call to make. However, that could be a little bit more pricey. Now, if you shop around, you get a separate hurricane insurance policy. Well, there, your coverages are not duplicated. You can actually pick and choose. You can a la carte your coverages. You can choose a lower personal property coverage amount. You can take out an other structures option if you don't have any significant detached structures on your property. In that respect, you can custom create your hurricane insurance policy to meet your needs and save yourself a little bit of money too at the same time, most likely. Now, what is hurricane insurance going to cover? So again, this is a single peril policy, meaning while your homeowner's policy covers all kinds of stuff as long as it's sudden and accidental, except for those three excluded items, your hurricane insurance policy is going to cover one type of peril, and that's a hurricane. You know, so if you have wind damage to your home by a tropical storm, strong trade winds, if a tornado dropped out of the sky, all of those things should be covered by your homeowner's policy. However, if it's a hurricane and a named storm, you're going to have to rely on coverage from your hurricane policy. Now, the hurricane policy will cover hurricane winds. Will also cover wind-driven rain damage. But one thing I want to make clear here is if that rain touches the ground, even if it is caused by a hurricane, once the water touches the ground, if it then pools up and enters your house from the ground and comes in on the outside, you can't make a claim on your hurricane policy for that type of water damage. That's going to require a separate type of policy, a flood insurance policy. But if the hurricane blows your roof off, you know, flying debris comes and smashes a window, and then, you know, wind blows the rain in that way and you sustain water damage, then you can make a claim on your hurricane insurance policy. So again, hurricane insurance covers your house as well. You can dictate your personal property coverage. You can dictate your loss of use or additional living expense coverage. You can kind of choose your own limits. You can go without it if you want. Some people choose that. They go with the least costly policy available that only covers their house, but that's a decision that you can make. Now, if you have any questions on hurricane insurance, how it works with your homeowner's policy, if you wanted to get a quote to unbundle your hurricane insurance from your homeowner's policy, give me a call. Again, I'm at Allstate in Ewa Beach, 808-689-9770. All over social media, or you can email me at mdixon@allstate.com. All right, thank you very much for your time and for listening. Merry Christmas. 3 more days.